Oh, you guys are funny. Hello and welcome to the RJ Square podcast, where we invite you to join the conversation. I'm Jamal. It's Sunday, and we're running a little late, but it's all good. We're gonna keep the party going. I'm here with Jermaine and Rennell, and we're your unfiltered crew, diving into life, culture, manhood, and so much more. We stream here honestly whenever we want. I think at this point, YouTube and Instagram is where we do it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and join the conversation to help grow the channel and build the community. All right. Today's topic. What's on our minds today? So, what's up, everybody?
What's happening?
Oh man. So
Happy
I had the
Sunday.
giggles. I heard the music playing. I was like, what was that?
I think he got a little bit of a salsa in his blood today.
Oh, okay.
Size matters. How are you today, sir?
I can't complain, man. Woke up this morning, everything started off well, and here we are.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. That's fair. That's good, man. So let's start with just a brief recap of what the week's been like. It's been since Monday, right?
Yeah,
So it's been a minute. So who wants to start? Jermaine, you want to, or size matters? You want to go?
Yeah, man. The week went fairly well. Can't complain. I would say this was a good week for me coming into today. No gripes, no grievances, nothing broke down. Everybody pretty much showed up. It was a good week.
Yeah. All right. That sounds great. And Rennell, what about you?
Man, great week. Even better weekend. Been with my son all weekend. Actually, believe it or not, later this evening, going to take my son to a little rooftop lounge, and we're going to enjoy that together. Obviously, he's going to have non-alcoholic beverages, and I will have alcoholic beverages. So it's going to be a good time.
I can see your son getting that coconut pina colada, non-alcohol.
Yeah. So, I think I mentioned a few weeks ago, I don't know if you remember this, guys. We talked, I kind of mentioned we have like this engineering box that comes in every month. It's from Crunch Labs. Remember, I kind of talked to you guys about it. It's kind of STEM centric: science, technology, engineering, and math. And this past week, he received the box, and the task was to build a 2D projector with the tools and the inventory that was sent, and he successfully did it with the instructions. A couple minor things that he had to correct, but we went back, watched the YouTube videos. Shout out to Mark Rober, thank you so much. I love this little project for my son, and we've subscribed and we're fans. So Mark Rober and the Crunch Lab YouTube channel. And then we just kind of hung out, went to a few parks this weekend, jumped on some swings, and played with our dog. You know what's crazy is like for us, really the central thing for my son and I has really been this dog that we purchased 2 years ago, Khaleesi. And it's been such a great little bonding. I don't want to call her a tool, but she kind of is a tool, right? But I've grown to love her, and he loves her dearly. So yeah, how can I not love her? So it's been great, man.
That's great, Rennell. Wow, that sounds like a wonderful week you have, especially with your son. You know, so that box you said is from Crunch Labs.
Crunch Labs, and the guy's name is Mark Rober. And I got to tell you, Jamal, this guy won me over because his son is actually autistic, and he dedicated he got emotional one day when he was kind of talking about why he does what he does, and how I'll find the video because I don't want to misquote him, but I know that he kind of started talking about his son and his son's battle against autism, and how it has affected his family or whatnot, and how much that, he loves his son regardless of the situation and his autism or whatnot. And it was just one of the most, when I saw that video, that guy just won me over because it was such a beautiful moment. And for him to just kind of display that vulnerability, on YouTube. And just kind of speak to that. The guy won me over. Not just that, my son loves his YouTube channel, so we subscribed, and we have boxes coming in every month, I should say.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, so I had my son on what's called Kiwi Code. It's similar. Yeah,
That's good
but
stuff.
it's so. But I looked it up. Crunch Labs, it focuses more on engineering. Kiwi Code is a little bit of everything. You can get art, you can get cooking, and some engineering and some science too. So that's kind of a jack of all trades, whereas Crunch Labs is more engineering
Hmm.
specific. So no, that's really cool. Unfortunately, my son kind of lost interest after a while, so I'm taking a break. I may reintroduce it again because it's for ages.
It
Uh,
goes through teenage ages
it goes all the
if you, yeah.
right. So
Mhm.
I think my son's on a kind of a hiatus, whereas your son, I think he's kind of dialed into it. So I do like that. Like you can start and stop and start again because
Mhm.
they're kids. So things ebb and flow. But no, listen, that was great, man. And I hope you and your son have a great time tonight. Rooftop experiences.
That's right.
That's a great skill to have in your repertoire as you grow older.
Indeed. Absolutely. Right. Once he starts looking over to the other gender, I'm sure that's going to be a skill set that he's going to reach back for.
Yeah, absolutely. My week, I actually was supposed to be on a podcast earlier in the week, and unfortunately, my work interfered with that, and so I was going to be on the Dyslexic Maverick podcast, starring Nancy, and her last name escapes me. I just call her Nancy. Anyhow, so unfortunately, that got postponed. Um, it will probably be later in the month of June, to be determined based on my work schedule. It's just kind of crazy right now. So that happened, and also I've been trying to figure out what the best AI services are. So I've been a Chat GPT apologist, if you will. I've just kind of been dialed in on ChatGPT, but there are other AI platforms. Google Gemini, which is picking up a lot of steam. There's another one called Claude, which I learned about, which is more creative. If you want to, create stories or have your Instagram posts or emails have a little bit more creativity behind it. And then there's one called Perplexity. I think I'm saying that right. It's actually an AI search engine. So a lot of people who use this swear by it and just don't even bother using Google anymore because your results are so well tuned to what it is you're looking for. No need to scroll down a page. Like the first result is usually all you need with citations, with pictures, with everything. So there's Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT. Those are just the ones that I got around to. There's so many more coming up each and every day, but that's kind of
Yeah.
taking up a lot of my time. It's just, okay, I'm dialed into AI, but now with all the different options, okay, now which one best suits me? And so that's kind of been taking up some of my time this week.
Yeah,
And
I'm interested in learning more from what you actually discovered. The Gemini is the one that I've been kind of learning myself since you've actually opened the door to AI to me,
Mhm.
or introduced me to the idea of using it.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, I've been really impressed with what you can do, and
Oh yeah.
I'm at the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
The another one that I just thought, isn't there like Deep Cloud or Deep? What is
Oh
it?
yeah, it's called from China.
Deep,
Shoot, what's it
Deep,
called? Deep
Deep
something.
Geek?
I tried using it
Uh,
and damn it,
no,
now
no
that's gonna
go.
bother me. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, mm, it's okay. It's okay. I
All
think
right.
its claim to fame is that it can do what ChatGPT can, but it requires fewer resources, which is great, but doesn't affect me. So,
So
I
I was
just use
taking notes while you were speaking. You said Claude is for like stories.
Claude is more
Perplexity,
creative. Yeah, Claude is
creative.
yeah, it's like creative, like if you want to create, I don't know, like poetry or essays or stuff like that. It's very creative. Doesn't really do well with like scientific, deep thought stuff, but it's very creative. Perplexity is the search engine, and then Gemini and ChatGPT are kind of one to one. They're kind of the same. It just
Okay.
depends on if you're dialed in with Google. I'm gonna say Google. Google, like if you're into Gmail and
Yeah.
G Drive and you use all that, Gemini has a leg up
Easier.
in that regard, whereas
Mhm.
ChatGPT is more generalized. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
I was going to ask you, I thought Elon was tied to Claude somehow. Didn't he develop Claude?
I have
I
no
thought he
idea.
developed that one.
Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. I don't know. Claude AI. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what I've been looking into. And thanks.
Grok.
Who?
Grok. Grok is his chatbot.
Oh,
So
never even
yeah,
heard of it.
Grok. Mhm.
Well, shout out to my brother Hassan. Thanks to him, I get Gemini free because apparently with a Google One account, you can invite your family to use it. So I don't even have to pay for
Oh,
Gemini.
cool.
My brother
Cool.
does. So that's great. So I might drop ChatGPT in favor of Gemini since my brother's paying for it. So anyway,
Sweet.
that's my week. I don't want to take up too much of my intro, but anyway, that's been my week. And I am going to take tomorrow off. I was going to work tomorrow, but I'm like, you know what? I'm good.
There you
I
go,
work
man.
enough. I work enough. I work when I'm off. Look at me. And I'm looking into AI and stuff. I should sit down.
Take a
So
break, brother. Take a break.
exactly. So today's topic, what's on our mind? There's no script. We can just kind of go. I feel
So
like
I'm gonna tell you what's on
yeah,
mine.
please,
On my
please,
mind,
please.
I have the transcripts from the Diddy trial.
What?
Damn.
You
A
know,
lot of big dicks,
a
a lot of a
lot of
lot
big.
of saggy breast.
Oh,
No, I don't have the transcripts, but I have been looking at some stuff that was going on in the trial. So I guess the girl Cassie has been married to a guy.
yeah.
So she was cheating on the guy with Diddy during this time. Did you guys know that?
Whoa. Wait,
No.
what?
Yes.
She has 3 kids with him. What the fuck?
Whoa, wait. The guy she's married to now?
Yes, the guy, he's been at the
It's
trial.
yeah, it's a white dude, I think.
Yeah, it's a
I
Yeah,
don't
white
remember
guy.
his name. Mhm.
he's been at the trial inside of the courtroom. From the few podcasts I saw, because I was following some podcasters that went there and was inside the courtroom.
Yeah.
He was in there, face kind of red. Now, remember, this is secondhand information, but I am taking this information from the people who were actually there. To my understanding, the freak offs weren't actually freak offs, but what was happening is Puffy would, so there will be men brought in to sleep with Cassie,
Right.
and Puffy would simply watch.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, he would take their sperm from Cassie
Yeah.
and rub it on his nipples. These
Yeah.
are things that was said in the courtroom.
We talked about that.
We talked about the
Yeah.
rubbing on the nipples.
You don't remember
Yeah,
that?
they're not. We didn't talk about it live though.
Oh, that's the difference. Okay, yeah, it was in an after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it
I
wasn't
think
actually a freak off. Now, the thing that I heard is it wasn't Puffy who was organizing all this, it was Cassie. Now, it may have been,
Okay.
it may
Coerced.
have been, yeah, coerced, or she
Yeah.
may have been the go-to for Puff. Hey, get 3 guys tonight, set it
Mhm.
up, etc., etc.
Right.
But yeah, I found that interesting, man. Like, how would you feel if you were the husband of Cassie hearing this in the courtroom? And not only that, there was something else I wanted to say.
Well, wait, clarify something for me, Jermaine. All this was happening while she was married to this guy?
Yes, yes. So she's been married. Hang on, because
That's the
I don't know. I don't know about that.
now there's now. Go ahead.
No.
I thought
I
I thought she got married long after she left Puffy.
No, she was still dealing with Puffy while she was married for some of these occasions. Remember, she was with Puffy,
Jesus.
left, got married, but she was still sleeping and doing things with Puffy while she was in the marriage.
Ooh.
So they're trying to undermine her credibility. Puffy side of, I guess, the defense. So hey, you're married, but you're still coming back, sleeping with him, betraying your husband, things of this nature. So how credible are you if you do this to your own husband? And we've caught you in numerous lies. But yeah, that's what I heard. Um, Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out when she got married. Yeah, so I think her husband's name is Alex Fine.
Yep.
Okay.
August
So it says here
2019.
August 2019. And I think she ended everything with Puppy, or supposedly, in 2017 or 2018, something to that
This one
effect.
says 2018.
Okay, so she's good. I think he was after.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
misinformed. This is what was said in the courtroom.
Jesus.
She was still going. Right now, you've never broken up with a chick and still slammed her a year later, even though she might have been seeing someone. It
No,
literally happens.
I've never done that myself.
When was she married?
2019.
She was
She was
married in
married.
2019. The couple have two daughters born December 2019 and March 2021. On February 19, 2025, Ventura and Fine announced that they are expecting their third child. She was with Diddy from 2007 to 2018, but they were
Yeah,
married in August of 2019.
yeah, and that's not working. So there's some overlap there. Yeah.
There's some overlap.
Well,
Yes.
wait. So they were together from 2007 to 2018. She got married in 2019.
Yep.
Less than a year and a half, less than 2 years later. Yes. Because this just say they were together until 2018. It doesn't give a month. It just says until 2018.
No, I got
So
you. I'm with
even
you.
if we take January of 2018, she got married, what, a year and 6 months later?
So
In August?
if there was overlap, it was before she got married, but not by much.
Nope.
They got
It's
married
fun.
in 2019.
It doesn't matter. I'm telling you what was said in the courts. If she said in the courts that, yes, me and Sean Puffy Combs slept together while I was married, that's what she
Okay.
said.
Okay, if that's what she said, that's what she said. All right. Her testimony and Wikipedia are off, but whatever. It's fine. I don't know either one to be true, but that puts a different spin on this whole thing.
For sure.
If I were
Now,
the
keep in mind,
defense,
I got this information from a podcaster that was in the actual courtroom.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
So check this out. Cassie's daughters, Frankie and Sonny, are 5 and 4 years old.
Okay. So she
So
was
that
married in
puts
Okay.
her 20,
2019 and
All right,
had
that
a,
that that
20.
that tracks. It's 2025.
Mm-hmm,
That tracks.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then she's got one she should be delivering here momentarily.
oh yeah, and
So
she's pregnant.
right, she's currently pregnant with her third kid. So okay, it's a little messy, but honestly, that doesn't surprise me given what she's been through. She hasn't had a good role model or experience on what a healthy relationship is. So I'm not surprised she's kind of fumbled her way out of that situation. Probably got married way too quickly, to be quite honest. Probably should have been on her own for a minute to figure herself out, but you know, life is life. Um, hmm. Well, I'll say this. Dang. It doesn't mean Diddy's not a piece of shit. It just makes it more difficult to prove in a court of law. Those are two different things. And I'm guessing Cassie was the biggest witness against him. I don't know, or maybe they're multiple. I don't know, but she's the one with the most coverage. It seems like so. You know, it makes most sense from a defensive standpoint to discredit her. So I'm not mad at his attorneys for thinking of that and doing that, but at the same time, it's like We saw that hotel footage. We saw her get beat down, but he's not being prosecuted for that, which I also find interesting. He's being prosecuted for everything else, like human trafficking, sex, whatever, and drugs, but not the physical violence.
I think there's a statute of limitation because it happened in, what was that, 12, 13?
No, I don't think physical violence can go into the RICO case from a federal standpoint.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a
It's
bad
a
law.
domestic issue. I
Yeah.
don't think it can go into a federal case.
Okay.
So also what I heard is they seized like $9,000 from his something that may hurt the prosecution. They seized around $9,000 from one of his hotel rooms, which from what I heard, again, this is secondhand information. It makes it difficult it puts a barrier up because if you're going for a federal case by seizing $9,000, you're taking it somewhere else, and now you're going to have to prove that. So if you can't prove this $9,000 wasn't made in a criminal way, it's going to hurt the federal case.
Okay, that just sounds like attorney gymnastics. Fine. I mean, he's got money, so he can hire the best ones. How would I feel if I were Alex Fine? I'd feel like I might win Simp of the Year, to be quite honest. I mean, he's in the middle of this situation. His wife has a spotlight on her, and not for a good reason. And when his wife's name is brought up, people immediately think of P. Diddy, not him. Oof, it's rough, man. I would not. I don't. I feel
I
bad
think
for this guy.
I think he knew what he was signing up for.
Did he?
Nah,
Yeah.
bro, I can't say.
No,
Yeah.
no, no,
Hell
no,
no.
no,
I think
no.
I
How?
think no, but this is why I say that. I think he, not calling him a rebound, but he definitely gave her a safe space. He maybe saved her life in a lot of ways because of that traumatic, what was it, 10 years that she was with him from
Yeah.
7 to 17 or 18,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Mhm.
I think Alex Fine was that person for her. She confided in him. He probably knows all of this, not to the minutia that they've gotten into during the case, right? He's probably had to endure a lot of that now, but she probably gave him the surface level story without getting into the gory details of, the
Let me
scene
ask
and all that kind of stuff.
That makes sense right now. That makes sense what you said. I don't necessarily think it went down like that. I think she might have gave him a version of things that happened, but not detail for detail to detail. I don't see a woman telling a dude I was dating a guy and we used to bring in men and they used to come at me. Then he used to take the jizz and put it on his nipples. I don't see a
That's
chick
right.
telling a dude that, bro.
I'm absolutely supporting that. I'm saying she gave him the vanilla version and he just got rocked during this case with
How long
the
you think this
details.
marriage gonna last after all this?
It was
I
on
give
the
it less
rocks.
than 2 years.
It was on the rocks
But
before
what-
this. But hold on, wait. You're saying he found out in court when everyone else found out?
I think he found out the gory details in court, but I do believe and suspect that she gave him some kind of, I mean, he probably had to play therapist during the course of this relationship with her, right? Because this is a very traumatic situation she just endured. And she probably confided in him and he was that safe person for her. I do know that she tried to take her own life during the last couple of years, and he was with her at that time. So, I don't think that he went into this case or into the courthouse completely blind and oblivious to what Cassie had endured over all these years. There's no way he did that. He knew what he was signing up for. He just didn't probably know all the gory details, and now, unfortunately, he does.
So it
I don't.
says Alex is 31 years old.
Mhm.
He's young. They're all young.
How old is Cassie?
It's a great question.
I'll Google it.
I'll look it up. GPT is going to tell me.
38. Oh, crap.
Oh,
She's
Oh.
38.
oh, she got a young one.
Yeah.
Huh. First off, she looks good
Cougar.
for 38.
She does.
She looks good
Yeah,
for 38.
for sure. Yeah.
And for enduring all that crap, she looked good. She's resilient. I'll give her that.
That's
Dang.
yeah, but that's
That puts another
genetics.
spin on, but that puts another spin on it though. She's 7 years older than this dude.
Yeah.
And she was a former celebrity attached to P. Diddy. She got that settlement money thanks to that video. Okay. And this guy was a personal trainer. This is that just added time to how long I think they'll remain married, Jermaine.
Is he technically a simp?
Oh, no, not technically.
Hold on. Well,
He
but
is.
Here's the other part. We're not thinking about is the monetary factor, right? The
Oh,
girl
yeah.
has $24 million.
How much?
What?
$24 million.
Where'd that come from? What are you talking about?
Civic settlement.
Oh, it was 24 million?
I
Well, at
thought that
least 20 or
wasn't
more.
disclosed. Really?
It was $24 million. Yeah, let me double check that.
Oh, I thought it was an undisclosed amount.
And I'm
It
on
was
Reddit right
until
now.
the
This is the
case.
first time I've been on Reddit since I heard of this.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is him.
Correction, 20 million.
That's
Still.
I mean, that's still a good number.
Yeah. I wonder if that was before. Was that before or after they got married?
That was before. It was part of the civil settlement, right?
Okay.
He hushed her up with that, but that came out during the criminal case, the criminal trial.
Wait, what? No, I think that timeline's off. Because if they got married in 2019, I remember that video coming out late after that.
Yeah,
So-
the video in the hotel hallway.
Yeah, and the whole.
Yeah, I think that was just released once Puff got into all this mess
Shit, this stuff is
within the last few years.
so messy. So okay, so let's say you're right, Renell. So the civil suits first. She gets to 20 mil, then they get married.
No, actually, here we go. On Friday, which was the last week when she testified, she addressed a 20 million payout he gave her, he being P. Diddy, after she filed a lawsuit against him in November of 2023. The
There you
settlement,
go.
which came just one day after after filing
Yes.
of the legal action, was public knowledge,
Right.
but the number was previously unknown.
There you go. Okay. Wow. Okay. Got it. So she did get the money after they were married. Now I don't know what their prenup is, if they even have one, but
Yeah.
if they
I'm
don't
pretty
have
sure
one,
she has a prenup, bro.
okay, let's say she has a prenup. Depends on what state they got married in. I don't know what state they got married in.
New York, whatever.
If it has an infidelity clause, he good. If it's true that she slept with Puff after they were married. If it's an infidelity clause in there, which usually with a prenup there is,
We are dissecting this.
he should be good.
So,
But I'm
Oh
not,
shit! They got married in California.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Malibu.
She's good.
Mhm.
She's good.
Yeah.
Oh
well,
man.
no, because look, in California, even though, well, California is a no-fault state, I believe.
Oh, it's ironclad. No, if she has a prenup, she's good.
No, what I'm saying is she may not be good. If she has a prenup, most prenups have an infidelity clause. If she broke that infidelity clause, he's good.
Well, that's only if the state they get married in even acknowledges that. Most states are no fault. Like Florida.
No, okay. At fault or no fault, regardless. You can be in a no fault state and still have an infidelity clause in your prenup to where it can still hold up in court, even though you're in a no fault state.
How does that work? I don't think that's true, Jermaine. I've had two. And
Let's
not
look it
once
up.
has an attorney ever mentioned that to me. And
Let's
I've
look it
read
up.
them both.
Jamal said, I'm an expert.
And if that's true, hold up.
I know my
someone owes me money.
Oh shit, that was funny.
Well, it's true. Shoot, I'm not gonna get into it, but I deserve some money back. Anyway, I think she's good. But is he a simp? Yeah, he's younger.
You think so?
He's the one with the least leverage, the least power. He doesn't really have much of a voice. I've never heard him once say anything about any of this. People are often asking, well, what does he think or how does he feel? Because no one knows. Because it's either Cassie's testimony or all the dirt Diddy did. So I do not envy his position. I feel bad for this guy. Um, Clearly, he proposed, right? Because most men do. And so he should take some responsibility for it because he asked to be in this situation, 20 million or not.
That's what I'm saying. He
Um,
signed up. He signed
he
up. He
signed
knew what
up
he was
for
getting
it.
into.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But you are spot on. I'm looking at a wedding picture. She's beautiful.
oh, yeah.
She's definitely
Absolutely
not ugly.
beautiful.
Yeah. She's,
Oof.
yeah. And that just makes it to me, and I'm not trying to objectify her, but that's just an even more sad story because she could have done a lot better than Diddy. A lot better. But he took advantage of her.
But
She had a great voice, gave her a record deal, and just kind of took over her life. And she was like,
so have you guys actually heard her sing? Because I've never heard her sing.
yeah,
Did
she
she
had that
really
song
sing?
"Just Me and You." It was playing forever in
Never
2000.
heard of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was in LA at the time. Was it 2000? Maybe it was 2005. You couldn't get away from that song. It was like always playing on the radio. It was her
Wow.
one. It was her one hit. Yeah.
So,
Or
so you
10
may be
record.
right, Jamal. You may be right. In no-fault
Mhm.
divorce states such as California, Nevada, and Iowa, infidelity clauses and prenuptial agreements are generally not enforceable. These
Correct.
states prioritize no-fault approach to divorce, meaning that fault, like infidelity, is not a factor in determining divorce or asset distribution. Enforcing an infidelity clause would contradict this no-fault policy.
Yep. That makes sense. Because yeah, I don't want to get into it, but I would be
You had a
I
prenup?
both times, and I would be in my right to collect damages if that were to happen. So that's how I know that can't be true. And if it were true, I would have some phone calls to make Tuesday. So that's all I'm saying.
Tuesday. Shit. Today.
Yeah. Because Florida's a no fault at not whatever you want to call it. Florida's that, and I thought California did not have that, but if it does, then okay, it's back to being they're both even, and she
Yeah,
just
California is a no fault. Those
okay.
those those states that we read off, like the first
Hmm.
um podcasts, were wrong. All those were no fault states.
I got you. Okay, well then I think that adds some longevity in my mind. He's younger. There's no fault state, prenup or not. She got 20 million after they were married, which means, if he can stick it out for 7 years or more, it's 50% after that.
Plus, they got 3 kids, right? I think that.
Well, they've been married since 2019. He only has what, one more year to stick it out, a year and a half. This
Pretty
trial
much.
might not be over by then.
So once because it's right, it's when you hit 7 or 9, I forget. I think
Seven,
it's
I
seven.
think.
I think it's seven. Yeah.
Alimony.
Yeah, there it is. So he's good. Just
Amen.
hold on. Just hold on, Alex. Hold on, man.
Get your 10 mil.
Yo, seriously.
So I don't know if this is him, but I'm on Reddit right now, and this person is Hello Cloud Shalowski, and it says, "I did not save Cassie. Cassie saved Cassie." Exactly right. But then it has a lot of things underneath. Like I can see why she married him, and like people like I don't know if that's actually him, but I
Yeah.
just found that interesting.
So he did make that statement, and that statement was
That
actually
is him.
made. Yep. That one little blurb that you just said was exactly what he said. He said, "I did not save Cassie. Cassie saved Cassie." He said that through his attorney right after Cassie finished testifying on Friday of 2 weeks ago. So
It's interesting. This person, Jumpy Sprinkler underscore 1234, said, "Wow, this guy has done the work. Self-aware, supportive without stealing the credit for his wife's strength, creates a full picture of his wife as much more than a victim, a mother, a wife, and most importantly, her full human being. To let yourself be loved after abuse is not easy. Major kudos to Cassie for letting this man into her heart. I am sure it was heard. What? I'm sure it was hard as hell to be able to trust anyone new, but it's so clear from his words that she chose wisely. I think she just strapped her fucking belt to a wagon, bro, and like, take me for a ride. I'm like, if you're with me, we're good. Now I could be wrong. And I don't even know what type of person. She could be a great person. But to go back on what Raynell said, I can't see her disclosing 80% of what happened to her when she was with Diddy to this guy before they got married. I can't before they
Yeah.
got married. I can't.
So if we're going to use percentages, I think she probably gave him about 50 to 60%.
Hell no. She said I was in an abusive relationship. She gave him the things that benefited. I was in an abusive relationship. He used to hit me, take advantage of me, financially abusive,
But,
whatever the case may be, something like that. But not
uh,
the dudes
but
and
but that's the thing. It's like, remember, she took this to civil court back in 23, right? And they settled because they had to go to court and disclose all this stuff that he did.
no, this wasn't disclosed. It was the abuse. It wasn't fucking other dudes, bro. It was that video that Jamal was talking about.
That's what she got her settlement for? Okay.
I could be wrong,
But
but it wasn't about all this sex stuff going on in baby oil. It was about that abuse in that hallway. That was the main determining factor of that settlement. I could be wrong.
yeah, let me double check that.
But none of this other stuff came into it. Like Michael B. Jordan's name came up in court that somebody she might have cheated with also.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa. I was queuing up a video because I wanted to get your opinion. I want you guys to rate a woman I spotted in a comedy video I saw. But what Michael B. Jordan did what now?
So there's some names that came up in the courtroom about possible infidelity since she's been married. Besides Puff, and Michael B. Jordan's name came up.
Whoa.
Hang on, who else? I just saw it in here somewhere, bro. I started reading them. The relationship.
Yeah. So here you go. In a lawsuit that drew international attention, Miss Ventura, who took Mr. Combs' Bad Boy label in 2005 when she was 19 and dated him for about a decade, accused Mr. Combs of what she said was years of beatings, controlling behavior, and various forms of sexual abuse, including rape. So that was the settlement.
Okay. I can understand that.
Most disturbing allegations. Miss Ventura said that for years she was forced to participate in sexual encounters with a succession of male prostitutes.
That's
Mr.
true.
Combs watched, masturbated, and recorded videos. According to the suit, Mr. Combs called the events freak-offs, and they took place in a number of high-end hotels throughout the United States.
Okay. Yeah. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier. There weren't freak-offs. It was just her sleeping with other dudes. And somehow, once the public got their information, it was like, oh, all these stars are here banging each other and all this, because that's what people was interpreting as the freak-offs. Like, who stayed after the party to get their cheeks clapped? But it was just Cassie getting done up by dudes and Puffy sitting there beating his meat, I guess.
I think there's more. There has to be more. It's not just Cassie.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, bro. Come on. That's why all these celebrities, that's why they're getting nervous. There's more.
I wouldn't doubt it. Because I can't see some celebrity men see Cassie and know this is happening and be like, nah, I don't want to sleep with her. She's an 8.9. Because she is I'm not gonna lie, she's a good looking woman.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely striking.
Bring the picture up again. Someone had a picture.
Yeah. The wedding picture?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. She's put on some weight, but in a good way.
Still,
so
gorgeous woman. Yeah, I mean, 38 years old. Wow.
Yeah. And 2 kids. So yeah, no.
Oh yeah, this is after 2 kids. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's after 2 kids. Yeah. Yeah, man, she deserved better than Puff, and hopefully once this trial's over, she can live her life with Alex and their 20 million and their 3 beautiful kids and call it the day. Seriously,
so check this out, fellas. Let me ask you this question: is 20 million enough? Is it worth it
for what she went through? No.
Well, I'm not a woman. I can't answer that, but
given what we know she went through, no. I think that was
right.
but she didn't have much of an option up to that point. Now that it's all come out, we can say that. But at the time, you know,
Mhm.
but she's smarter than
Shannon
Shannon
Sharp
Sharp.
girl.
Shannon Sharp.
You know,
Yeah.
still that silly rabbit turning down 10. What she turned down? 10
10
mil,
million.
right?
10
Yeah, but
million.
let's look at that, Jamal. She got 20 million from Puffy, who's way more financially set than Shannon
Right.
Sharp. And
Right.
she got
What's
20 million. Why
Right.
what's
wouldn't
this
you
girl's
take the
name?
10 million?
Because you're
What's her name,
stupid.
Jermaine?
Oh, I don't know, dumb bitch.
Gina.
You said was yeah, Gina. I don't know.
That was mean. I shouldn't have said that. She is dumb though.
Yeah, she definitely done. I wonder, you know what I haven't heard? Because Cassie was what? You guys said like 19 when she started with Puff or something?
That
Yeah,
sounds right.
yeah. Mhm.
Wait, is she's 38 now?
She's
That
38
means in
now.
2015 she was 28. And they got together in when?
2000.
Well, she signed with Bad Boy in 2005. So I'm assuming he was
Well, I'm not making assumptions. I'm going off what this shit said. They were together since when? 2009?
2005.
Well, it says they started their relationship around 2007. So, oh 06. Yeah, I was in California. Yeah, that makes sense. 06,
So
probably.
it's 2025, 38, 2015, 28. So she was like 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you where was her parents? Has anyone felt like you have an 18-year-old? The same thing with Justin Bieber and Usher, all these people that go out and start careers when they're super young. And then when things come up years later, no one ever says, like, even though your child was 18, even though Justin Bieber was like 14, whatever the case may be, like, where was the oversight from the parents during any of this?
Well, parents have dollar signs, and when they see names like Michael Jackson or Puff Daddy or whatever the case may be, they start saying, well, you know, this is the long term. Let's not worry about short term. And we don't know what their financial situation was. He was a YouTube sensation, Justin Bieber, but we don't know if their parents were. And matter of fact, I think he did have a rough upbringing, if memory serves. So, when you got those options,
You think they just not throw them to the wolves, but they just hope for the best? Like, damn, I hope this shit work out.
it happened to the kid. What you talking about, Willis? What's his name? I forget.
Arnold.
Yeah,
Um,
him. I forget his Gary
not
Coleman.
what yeah,
Gary
Gary
Coleman.
Coleman.
Happened with Gary Coleman. He had to emancipate himself. His parents, all they saw was the money.
Hell, it happened with the Olsen twins,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying. It's happened multiple times. So
Britney Spears.
same thing. Yeah. So parents, they should be the two people in your life who you trust the most. But when money gets involved, man,
That shit goes out the window,
That,
bro.
goes out the window.
yeah,
And it's not
that's
even to say,
anything. Man.
I'm sorry, right now.
I was just gonna say that's anyone, right? Not just parents, like just to be family, friends,
But
money.
parents brought you into this world. They
Yeah.
should be the two people who you can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
not
what I
the
mean?
uncle, not the aunt, not the cousins, your mom and father.
Now, let's be fair. I would like to think that I would put my son's livelihood and best interest above money. I can say that now because I'm comfortable, I'm educated, right? I wouldn't do that. But let's say I had different circumstances. I'm not saying these people were right for what they did, but I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in Section 8,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're probably
Yeah.
gonna think a little differently.
Yeah, you would
The
think different.
context behind it matters.
It does. These people are human too, and they somehow wire their brain to justify their actions. But it's easy to criticize when you're not in it. So I just want
Mhm.
to, make sure we're fair. But no, it's awful. They shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
They should
Hey,
have.
Yeah,
man, I can stand up for that.
I can't see. And look, if the dude love her, he loves her, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hopeless romantic myself, even though
Yeah.
I'm also a realistic. I just don't think it usually works out. Even though I would want it to work out, I'm still
Yeah.
because you could be a hopeless romantic and still be realistic about love. Like
Mm-hmm.
love doesn't conquer all. Let's make sure everyone understands that. It doesn't.
Right.
This isn't the movies.
Right.
But I can't say that he's in a great situation, even
Yeah.
if he loves her. Like, especially now. I can't say her mental state would be the best after everything that happened and everything she's going through. Who is this?
That's your girl.
Is that
Who?
her?
That's gay Gabrielle Zuniga.
She
Oh
looks
yeah, that's her.
the best I've seen her look is in that black top.
That's because
Not with
you can almost see her nipple. That's why you like that.
well, no, I think her facial expression or something looks better.
Yeah, she looks young, bro.
She's a 4, bro.
Yeah, I think you went a little far where you said 2 the other day. She's not a 2.
I
Nah,
think I was
she's
talking about a
not.
different girl when I said 2. Or was it her? It might have been her.
I thought you said
No,
2.
it wasn't her. No, he said the black chick from the Cheesecake Factory was like a 2.
Yes,
Right?
that was who I said 2 for. Absolutely.
I think he
stand by
said
that.
like 4 or 5 for this chick.
I
Like
do
average.
remember saying 4 or 5 for this one.
I
Because
would
at least she
say-
has an okay body.
Yeah, I would say 4. Yeah. I would
No,
say
yeah, it was
4.
Cheesecake lady who was a 2.
Best picture thus far, the one over here to the right with the green top and the
This one really?
white shorts.
Yeah.
I think both of them
I'm
actually
not a
look-
fan of that one. I think I like this one, the one on the left. This one.
The black better than the other one.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
it's funny she feels the need to tug and pull down that already like okay. I just find that interesting.
I mean, I understand Shannon, but right
I don't.
here, I do. I just think he just don't.
He's naive,
Yeah.
man. He's
Yeah.
he bought into a narrative where he actually felt this was genuine, and you would think a man of his age who's accomplished what he's accomplished would know better, but clearly he did not know better.
Yeah, I don't even think he thought it was genuine, bro. I just think he was trying to get some pussy and he let the wrong head do the talking. If she didn't want to sign an NDA, you should have just left her alone. Like I'm not saying that he should have if he did do anything wrong, I'm not saying he should have did that. But if you're going into a situation, you being who you are, and you know how today's movement goes with Me Too and things of this nature, like if you're going into something like this and you offer an NDA to a chick and she totally refuses,
Mhm.
why still try to sleep with her or why sleep with her at all? It doesn't make sense.
Because he caught
Yeah.
feelings. I think that's the only thing that makes sense. Like
Do you think he got really?
I mean,
You
think
he got
about
the
it.
feelings?
Let's look at the
I don't
facts right now. She refused to sign the NDA. He's been having sex with her and having these text messages for years. Years. It's not a booty call. Okay, you keep
Yeah.
going back to the same well, right?
I-
So you factor in. She didn't sign the NDA. It's been going on for multiple years. Okay, what else could it be?
Because I've had friends with benefits for multiple years. I mean, and never caught feelings before. So that's why I disagree, Jamal. I think he just liked the vajayjay.
Me
I
too.
just think I just think he was just in it to win it, was having a good time. And unfortunately, he did not protect himself. But he was trying to protect himself. He knew he needed to protect himself, which is why he kind of broached the idea of getting the NDA signed. But I don't think there's feelings.
I
don't
think-
think he.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to close out by saying I do not believe that Shannon Sharp uttered the words "I love you" to her, and if he did, he probably didn't mean it.
So I'll say this. He could have caught feelings without uttering the words "I love you," but I don't think either of those happened. I don't think he caught feelings. Definitely. Now, if he did tell her "I love her," a lot of guys say that and don't really mean it. So
That's
I can
true.
take that with a grain of salt.
I'm guilty of that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think what happened, I'm going to tell you what I think happened. I think when he was an NFL player in the league, he could get these 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 all day long. I think the longer he was out of the league, the harder it was. Even though he still went to ESPN and was with Skip Bayless, it was a tad bit different than being your own person. I think he got big with the podcast. It took off. He started gaining traction. Even with ESPN, his name started to become more relevant. Like the picture when he was in the green sweatsuit and shit with like the man purse. I think he got big again. and the options started coming out of the woodwork. And I think she was probably the youngest, the most vibrant that he's probably had in a while. And I think he was infatuated with her and just totally overlooked his common sense with the NDA or anything like that. Even with the text messages, like, bro, why are you? I'd rather, like, okay, she's in a one party consent state for recording audio. I know if I call her, this isn't going to be used in courts against me. Like, I would rather do some shit like that than sending a text message that can be used later on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But, but I could be wrong. And hey, he could just be a masochist and a dirtbag. He said some shit.
I mean, it cost him $100 million. So
For sure. Yeah,
And-
no, that was steep.
no sex is worth $100 million. Like at all. But anyway, I really want to get your guys' opinion because ever since I saw this, I've been like, yeah.
You
wanting
mean the
to know.
chick you wanted us to rate?
Yes. So it's she's coming up in. So first off, let me just say, Ari Spears is one of my favorite comedians. I listen to his podcast all the time. Spears and Steinberg. Just want to shout that out to anyone who's listening, and you want to have a good podcast to listen to. I highly recommend his. Really funny. But yeah, there's a woman in the in the crowd. I just want to get your opinion on her. So I'm going to play it right now.
Let me ask you a question, Paul. Huh? I don't give a fuck. You want me to do? Make balloon animals? She said that like I'm Uber comedy, like I came to her house. Nigga, do the part where you make the animal balloons. What do you do for a living, baby? You what? You work with refugees? Oh, shit. You keep showing them keys, they're gonna all come here. Just sitting
You
in
got
the
some
inner
big
tube,
ass
we got to
titties.
hurry up and get down. The woman who is going to help us, you got to see the you got niggas dropping shit in the back. What the titty look like?
All right.
Yeah.
She's banging.
Wow. Really, Jermaine?
Yeah, I think she's a good looking woman. Very good looking woman.
Matter of
And
fact,
I find
I'm
her
gonna
very attractive.
I'm gonna see if I can get a screenshot because I know it's probably difficult to filter out all the noise. Hold on.
And I like natural women, but I don't think she's banging. But she's definitely not ugly. Let me say that. She's definitely not ugly. And just for a little, let me just say this. People, if you're watching this, I'm an average person. I put me at a 5. I'm not saying I'm great looking. I'm not saying I'm the ugliest. I put myself at a 5. I would put her as the average woman, but I do like the natural hair.
Yeah, she's got that what is it? Scary Spice hair going on. Is it Scary Spice? Who's the Spice
I think
Girls?
Scary Spice was hot when they first came out. The black one out of
Yeah,
the Spice
Scary
Girls.
Spice was the black one, right?
Yeah. It's like a lot of people like Beyonce, but I honestly think Kelly Rowland is better looking than Beyonce.
I agree 100%.
Who's Kelly? I need to Google
Kelly
that.
Rowland was the other one in
The
Destiny's Child.
dark skin.
Yeah.
I honestly believe, from a beauty standpoint, Kelly Rowland is way better looking than Beyonce, bro.
Yeah.
At least by 2
No,
points.
no, disagree.
Okay.
I remember her. No, I'm
Really?
still a Beyonce fan. Yeah.
All right, there she goes.
Let
Look
me
at
make this larger. It kind of reminds me of a Beyonce too, for some reason. Look, she's not ugly. She has high cheekbones, nice full lips. She actually has a nice nose. Her eyes are proportioned well.
Here's
But
why
I
I
give
bring her.
her I give her a 5.5,
Wow.
6 at the most.
Wow. Okay. Fair. Okay.
What
Interesting.
do you think, Jamal?
I think she's an 8.
Yeah, and that picture that screenshot, that doesn't do her justice. That's a bad. I think.
Is it?
Yeah,
It was
because
the best I
I
can do.
found her more attractive, and I think that was just a bad snapshot of her.
Oh,
But
was it?
yeah, and
I
I
think
would agree with you.
okay.
I think she's around the 7 range, and I know Jermaine hates that, but I think she's around the 7 range to me. You know what I like about her too? Her
What's that?
BMI.
Her what? Her what?
Her body mass index.
Yeah,
Her
look,
BMI.
she's not standing up, but you can tell she's
Yeah.
a good 170,
Yeah.
180,
Yeah.
Yeah,
depending
Proportions
on
look
how tall
correct.
she is.
Yeah, the math is mathing.
Yeah,
exactly.
she's
She's
a
not
thick
gonna make
girl.
me feel. She's not gonna make me feel inadequate in that. So
And she said she's into what she say human rights or something. I was like, okay.
Helping refugees.
Sure. I was like, with that hair, I don't know, maybe. But anyway, it was a funny YouTube clip. But
yeah, but I got the same sensation you probably got when you saw her. So
yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, you just don't see that. I mean, they exist, but it's just a rare thing.
They make you look twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, that was it. That was just something that.
And I put her in her 30s. I put her around 33.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I would still probably knock her off, but but she's still like a 5.5.
We know you would. Size matters. We know you would.
We all know you would.
It is what it is.
Let me delete this off my computer. I don't need that drama.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Like Cat
Boy,
Williams said, everything comes to light in 2025. We have Puff, Shannon Sharp, the baseball player who's now commenting on his old cases. We have the dude who was taken advantage of by the Asian girl from college. I think we spoke about that, right? Well, you guys may not know about that one, but not even his kid, all his homeboys knocked her off. A lot of things going on out there in the media, man. What do you guys watch? Do you guys know who Caitlin Clark is?
Mm-mm. I don't.
Yeah.
WNBA, the white Steph Curry.
Oh, really? Okay,
She's amazing.
she hit threes. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So she went to Iowa, and she went to the championship 2 years in a row in college. I think it was back to back. But since she came in the league last year, she was a rookie. She broke like a whole bunch of rookie records, and they left her off the USA team, Jamal. But everywhere she went, she sold out. So she has the second most selling jersey, I think, behind Steph Curry or somebody. And that's out of NBA and WNBA. The second best selling jersey. And there's a young lady named Angel Reese who's not a great she can play basketball. I'm not gonna say she's not good, but there's two different levels. So Caitlin Clark is literally like a Michael Jordan. Angel Reese is like an Amari Stoudemire. There's gonna be a lot of them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
But yeah, it's gotten her first year. There was so much negative publicity, and it was all these like women saying she's not, like, when she gets to the league it's going to be different. She's not great, bro. She's the most dynamic player in WNBA. So when she goes to arenas, this is the reason. Remember, WNBA has been in the red every year since they've been established. They're funded and subsidized by the NBA. They're the only business pretty much in the world that's been around this long, that's been in the red every year and still pays their players.
Yeah. And then you have people who advocate for them to get pay raises. And you're like, from where?
Yeah.
And these, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but so now these women, and this is still last year, they've never been on private jets before. Now they're taking private jets. They had to rent out NBA arenas when she comes to town. So she pretty much fills stadiums. So when she goes to play somewhere else, it's packed. So let's say they have a 20,000 person
Seat arena.
stadium. Yeah. When she's not there, that regular team will have like 8,000. When she's there, 20,000 filled to the rim. And for some reason, they're trying to make it like she wasn't the turning point for the WNBA. And I'm like, bro, this is ridiculous. Like, these women can't even get out their own way and just say, you're the star, be the star. But we still going to try to beat your ass in the game.
It's, to me, it seems like this delusional, unrealistic expectation of there being equity among all the players and all the team, and that kind of defeats the purpose of there being competition. But I don't know why it's like that with the WNBA, but I get the sense that they want this like equity and everyone gets along and everyone gets a fair share. And I'm just like, doesn't that go against what sports and competition is about? Like, anyway,
Hey,
that's,
you let
yeah,
women run
sure.
their own shit. This will happen. Bro,
I didn't want to word it that way. But
I'm being for real. Like they want to be inclusive with everything. So you just want everybody to make $150,000 a year, regardless of how much they suck.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Bro,
It doesn't
like
work that
stop.
way. Like
Oh,
not
did you
everyone.
got? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, just I mean, just look at how the NBA works. I mean, and it just seems like that should be a no-brainer, but here we are having this conversation yet again. And even when they have a star in their own right, they still can't seem to connect the dots and say, okay, well, we need to just step up who we bring into the league, because obviously when you have someone of a higher caliber, it's going to fill seats, and not just have it be this thing where we're just happy that women are playing. Yay. No, he needs to be more than that. So, okay.
Yeah. In another 15U high school soccer team beat professional girls in soccer. That kind of sucks. So 15-year-olds, and this is when you say 15U, that means they're more than likely 13, 14, and 15-year-old kids on that soccer team. And then an old school where 55 to like 60-year-old men also beat a professional girl team of soccer. And I was like, ooh, this isn't a good look. But it just shows that there's a glaring difference, bro. But
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've watched more WNBA this year. Well, I don't think I ever watched it before last year
I've
until
never watched
Caitlin
it.
Clark came in. So
I'll catch the highlight. Or the first time I even thought to watch anything about it is when that one lady got arrested in Sweden or Norway or whatever.
Brittany Briner, Russia,
Her.
I believe.
Yeah. That was the only time I even like paid attention.
What do you think about giving up that asset that we had for her?
Ridiculous. Totally
The
ridiculous.
terrorists, trading the terrorists for her.
If it would have been you would have been in.
I'd have still been there, bro.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It was
for her having marijuana.
Yeah, first of all, she shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like, what the fuck?
No, she was legitimately there because of like doing something. Like she could be there for even if she just wants to travel. The problem is she broke the law with the marijuana.
So there's a few countries in this world that you should not travel to as an American. Russia is one of them. North Korea, Venezuela, anywhere. I would even venture off to say I probably wouldn't go to China.
Yeah, China.
So anywhere that's communist, that's probably where I'm not going as an American. Yeah. Especially if I'm 7 feet tall and I'm a woman, right? Like you stand out a little.
And not only that, she's LGBTQ. So
even worse.
There's
Russia,
that. I know.
Jesus.
Yeah, they don't play that. Yeah, not everywhere's
especially in
progressive.
China.
Yeah. So, and a lot of celebrities have had issues in the Norwegian countries. I think it was either Snoop Dogg. Someone had a problem. I think it was Snoop Dogg.
Norway, they love some weed heads over there.
No, someone had a problem. Yeah, a rapper. It was. Let me look it up. Some rapper had a problem.
Oh, I remember. That was like during the Olympics or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Which rapper?
I just think you should act right when you go to other places, and it won't be a problem, bro.
Yeah.
I can understand some places you should be more observant of how you act, like Raynell said, Russia and China, and well, I don't think Sweden, but
we should not be there. That's you're just not welcome, right? They're not. They're looking for you to make a mistake.
Yeah, it was ASAP Rocky. He was arrested in Sweden in 2019 over some BS. Well, I like ASAP Rocky. He's my homie.
But he got into an argument with somebody or something, right?
He's been having problems. Like, man, the fact that he's got Rihanna, that's like his one saving grace. Because man, he's up for murder. He got arrested.
But he's up for murder right now.
He was. Yeah, he shot somebody. It was on grainy video. Thank God for him. It was grainy. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't murder. He shot the dude. The dude was a childhood friend, survived the shooting, and testified against ASAP. But the video evidence was so grainy, and there are conflicting stories because obviously ASAP, Rocky, he is the biggest rapper in the ASAP crew. I think ASAP Ferg had like a couple hits, but it's really been Rocky. And so they don't want to mess up their money. So they're kind of like changing their story to support Rocky, even though the dude who got shot is like, no, man, I got shot. So it's kind of been a court fiasco. Plus you have Rihanna, who's his baby mama or soon to be baby mama. I think she's still pregnant.
No, she should already had that kid.
Or maybe she's had the baby. But anyway, she's in his corner. So it's kind of been a media fiasco, kind of dramatic, but I mean, whatever. I don't know. I think he's made one of the greatest hip hop albums ever. But I digress. That don't mean he can't be guilty. So
I think Rihanna's overrated also. I don't think she's better looking than Kelly Rowland either.
Oh no, Rihanna's definitely not better looking.
No, Kelly Rowland's got her.
I will give Kelly Rowland the pass on that one. Yep.
But Rihanna is the more talented.
Yes, singer. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about physical, just physically.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I'm playing devil's advocate. Okay, if you don't have something on one end, you do have the other. So
Kelly probably wasn't.
Rihanna's made some bangers, like, and I'm not a Rihanna fan. I don't listen to girl songs like that, but I know when the Rihanna song comes on, just because that's number one.
Work. Yeah. And then the whole Drake thing, and her and Drake, and he was thirsting over her, and she liked them.
Her and Chris Brown.
Oh, that was rough. That wasn't there a 2020 special about that?
Yeah, I didn't know Drake and her dated. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
bro. Drake done knocked off all them bitches. Like, it's Drake.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will say about Drake. Well, we know he ain't gay.
No. Well, his son, who K-Dot was like, you didn't claim, is the result of an affair with a stripper, right?
Yeah, Adonis, his son.
Adonis. Yeah.
So that's a good question for you guys. Have you guys ever dated a stripper?
No.
Date? No, but I did. So like I went through this phase. It's kind of funny now. There was a show on MTV called The Pickup Artist. It had 2 seasons, and it was a dude in a big like Mad Hatter hat, and he used to like coach like nerdy guys on how to talk to women. And in one of these episodes, he was like, okay, if you can successfully get the phone number from a stripper, you have passed this today's lesson, because strippers are some of the most like difficult women to like get through, like pierce through the veil, so to speak. And that episode always stuck with me. So when I would go to Spearmint Rhino or wherever, I would try this, and I was successful on more than one occasion, actually. And so I felt pretty good about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, actually, one time it went way too far because the girl kept calling me, and I was like, "No, I went. This went as far as I wanted to go. You need to stop calling me." So there was that. But it was. I forget where I was going with that. But anyway, I've never dated one, but I did play that game, I guess you could call it. But
Did you sleep with her?
No, I would never take a stripper seriously. No.
Did you sleep with her?
No.
Okay. I believe that
he had to ask me twice.
She did.
No, you had to ask me twice just to make sure.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Okay.
No, but the guy you're talking about with the hat, what was his name? Majestic or
here, let me see.
But he's a real pickup artist.
Yes.
And he used to dress like a goth person with a huge hat all the time. Do you know that pickup artists only sleep with approximately 10 to 15% of the women that they pick up?
No, and I don't know how you know that.
I just know dumb shit.
I see that. Okay. That's a very specific. Okay. Eric von Markov.
but he had a
he goes by Mystery. That's his
Mystery, not Majestic.
Yeah.
Mystery.
stage name is Mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on VH1 from 2007 to 2008. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
used to look at somebody called what was it? His last name was Wayne. It was like Bruce Wayne or somebody. He was a pickup artist. He had a YouTube, but they used to do live pickups on the street. So they would have somebody following them.
Is this a black dude?
Yeah, black dude. He's
I know
like,
who you're
I
talking
think
about.
from London, and it was another
Yep.
white dude he had as a
Yep.
friend.
Yep.
Like his last name was Wayne also.
Yeah, he had it down to a science.
Hey.
I've seen some of that.
He used to pick up some baddies. I used to be like, bruh.
Just out of nowhere, just like
Yeah.
off rip, like, all right, I'm gonna get that one right there.
You ever saw the
He's
one where
good.
he went to the news station and they were interviewing him? Then they took him downstairs and he picked up a chick. Like literally, he went to a news station. Like, how do we know your videos aren't fake? Can we try this? He goes downstairs, picks up a chick, goes on a date instantly during the pickup, and they were just like, "Oh shit."
Okay. Honestly, I think the art, and it is an art, it's not a science. I think the art can be learned by anyone. I really don't think it matters how you look or how much money you have. I think it's about swagger, confidence, the intrigue. Like this dude, Mystery, he used to say, like, you need flair. Like you just need something about you that makes you stick out, whether it's like a Mardi Gras necklace or a feather in your hat or something that attracts women to you, right? That's the first thing. That was always like the first checkbox. Then the second checkbox was you had to be well groomed, like you had to smell good, your fingernails had to be clean. That was the second thing. And then there were like a few other checkboxes. But he said, past that, it's about confidence and having a story. If you're confident and you can tell a good story, that's like 90% it. That's it.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to do. It sounds simple, but when you're in it and stuff's happening, you get in your head. At least I know I do.
Yeah, I really. I think you could pick up more chicks by saying whatever the fuck you want. Because I mean, like I say some. Well, I used to say some stupid shit, and it just used to work out, bro.
Wow.
You used to.
Well, because I really don't try
Think about
to approach women how I used to.
Like have a line ready. Like you don't do
No,
that.
I never had a line. I just used to improvise. Because
your one story about the chick in the grocery store and she had the birthday cake and like you said something off the top of your head and it was actually pretty clever.
Yeah, I'm trying to go. Am I invited to the birthday party?
There it is. There is
also?
that. Yeah. See, makes sense. Sounds great. Sounds smooth. It worked. But I think a lot of guys in that moment wouldn't have thought of that. That's what I'm saying.
I think the most she said was like, "Boy, stop playing." I'm like, "So who the cake for?" And boom, the conversation icebreaker.
But you had that like quick wittiness. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of guys don't have that.
And it could have been seen as being flirtatious also because cake, sex. Look, I'm trying to have some of your cake also. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being serious.
Renell died.
Their interpretation.
Okay.
Remember.
Yeah.
You could be flirtatious with women and you can make it sexual without making it creepy. A cake was a perfect example of that. Like, I'm trying to eat some of your cake also. From a woman's standpoint, they're going to look at it like,
Listen, it was. I empathize more with the nerds. It was never something that naturally came to me. But you know what's funny? I look like I should be a pickup artist, and that's been like a problem because I've had women who are like, "Oh, you're just a this," and you're just like, "I'm like, first off, you don't know me." And I think it was because a lot of times I would remind them of past boyfriends, and they would just make assumptions. That's happened to me more times than I can remember.
yeah.
And so it's just anyway. So obviously I'm triggered because dating is just it's never worked out.
I see that.
It's never worked
We're going deep into this rabbit hole.
Well, we are because like this is why and this is from 2007, 2008. So you can that's almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm married now. And we've talked about that situation, but just I don't get women. I just don't.
So
yeah, I don't know what else to say.
I'm going to give you something that I definitely used in my younger years, right? And maybe a little bit of a conversation charm, swagger. But my bread and butter back in the day, for sure, 100% was dancing. Any guy that can dance, and I, you would be very hard pressed to find a woman that doesn't want to dance or doesn't enjoy dancing, right? Women that, and typically women that dance were the women that I was typically attracted to, so it made sense, and so that was my bread and butter for years, and I mean years.
How many of them were not Spanish?
I was thinking the same thing, Jermaine.
Why? No, remember, a lot of white women go to
No,
salsa
just your
bars, too.
dancing. Your go-to was dancing. Did the go-to work more in the Latina culture, the Spanish
Yeah.
culture, where salsa and reggae, whatever the fuck they call it, works
Merengue.
more? Or did it work with white women, black women? Because they
Believe
trying
it
to
or
throw
not-
pussy. You sitting here trying to twirl them. They trying to.
So believe it or not, white women and black women also, when they see that you've got a little bit of two-step to you, they enjoy that too.
Well, Renell, let's be
they
fair.
like-
The type of club where you can dance like salsa or merengue, they have to play that music, and then that's the kind of dancing you see everyone doing. We're talking about, the booty shake where you're just in the club dance floor. You can't really do that kind of dance in there.
No, you can't do that there, but there's still dance, right? And so if you dance and you're able to keep on rhythm a little bit, a woman is attracted to that.
I think that's
what I
true.
always say.
I think, but again, like Jamal said, the places that you're going to attract these women are places where these specific dances are welcomed. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm not trying to be racist, but going to a hip hop club and going to a merengue or salsa club, I don't even look at the hip hop dancing like dancing, bro. But I'll look at the salsa and merengue like, oh shit, like they really have to be on point. They're working together. They're actually dancing. It's an art. This twerk shit, even though people can say, oh, women in Africa twerk, like, bro, stop. But like, bro, stop. Like, but you're not doing what women in Africa are doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You twerking to show your ass and whatever. But I can see why that would be the case for you. I just think you're going to those type of clubs where that's, what I'm saying, it's welcome from a dancing standpoint.
And like, again, I have an unfair advantage, right? I mean, I know the culture, I understand it, and it's easier for me.
Yeah.
But, hey.
But I will
Not
say
your
this,
advantages.
Renell. Well, no, I think that speaks positively to the Latino culture, because that dancing is a gateway to introduce yourself, to meet people, and it's more warm, welcoming, inviting, as opposed to Estados Unidos, which is not as welcoming and inviting.
100%. And every time I danced with a woman, right, that didn't necessarily mean that something came of it, right?
Or you even tried to talk to her.
Sure. But you could at least dance with them.
It gives you that opportunity to at least number one, come face to face and truly make that eye contact and
have a connection.
Get to know. Yeah, exactly. So, which is very difficult, especially in today's day and age, social media, et cetera, everyone's shut off. If I didn't come with you, then I don't want to talk to you. Like.
Would you say women care if you're short, tall, good looking or not when it comes to these clubs and dancing and accepting an offer to dance?
Yeah, I've been turned down before.
Really?
100%.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that answer.
I would be lying to you if I said, 100%. And to me, that's fucked up if you say no, because I think if someone has the courage to come to you and say, hey, would you like to dance? Give them that opportunity, right?
Well, I disagree.
Let's play devil's advocate, Renell.
I disagree.
If a big bad Bertha came up to you.
So believe it or not, when women come up to me and ask me, I dance with the big girls.
But that's going to be a pity dance, like Jamal said.
Yes, 100%. But I won't dance again. She'll know, hey, that's probably not where we need to.
I don't agree. I don't think a woman has to dance with anyone she doesn't want to dance with, bro. Just like a man doesn't have to dance with any woman. Like sometimes people look.
Now, if you're tired and
I'm not talking about tired. I'm just talking about I'm not attracted to you. I don't even want to dance with you. I think that's fair for a woman to say. Just like I think it's fair for a man to say, I'm not attracted to you. I don't want to talk to you, or I don't want to keep this relationship going. I think it's fair both ways.
So I will say one thing. So when I do engage, I usually make it a rule, unless she's absolutely banging. I usually, and that's horrible to say, but it's true. Unless she's 100% just a smoker, I usually make it a rule to watch her dance one time to make sure that we are compatible dancing, because there are some people that you're just not compatible with, knowing your own style. So I avoid those like the plague. But if I see that, hey, you know what, I think I can, I can dance with her, I can make this work, then I'll definitely dance with her. And I usually see, if I see that you're around using size matters scale, if you're around a 3 or above, I'll dance with you.
Okay.
I'll ask you to dance.
Hey, I'm not saying it's wrong. I just don't think a woman should have to dance with a dude just because he asked.
But bro,
Well,
I think I'm a 5. Like, what the
Imagine
fuck? Like,
but imagine a woman being at a club, a salsa club, and being asked 15 times that night to dance. You're saying, regardless of how she feels, because the dude asked, she should dance 15 times with 15 different dudes.
Okay,
Bro.
so if she's using the same parameters I'm using, meaning she's actually looking and seeing, hey, can this guy dance? Can that guy dance? If the guy can dance, why not give the motherfucker a chance? Give the
Because she don't like him.
Okay, all right. So just dance with him one time. What's the big deal?
Because she could be
What's the
doing
big
that
deal?
all night.
That's what we're here to do, is dance. That's
Well,
what we're expressing ourselves.
I think what we're talking about here is nonverbal communication. So, if a woman is sitting down at a table with her friends and you go to her to ask to dance, there's a high probability you might get turned down, right? As opposed to her standing up, by the dance floor with one or two of her friends. So you have to read the room. So there's that. But I think you both have valid points. And this is what I struggle with, obviously, as a person with autism, because all of this is nonverbal. You have to read the room and make up in your mind what makes the most sense given the situation. And there's a lot of probability for that to fail and go wrong. It just is. And that's why I don't do well with it, because I struggle with that.
Not just that. I'm sure the noise
that's
in the club that also sets some time, or it creates this amazing
smells, especially smells and noises. Absolutely. It throws me off. That's 100%. But I think what you both are getting at is, what are the social norms? And it aren't any. It just depends. Depends.
You really have to use your gut.
Yeah, exactly.
In a lot of situations.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So I think you're both right and wrong. So it just depends.
Well, we're at time 123 here.
Yes, we are. All right. Yeah. No, we should wrap it up. All right. So Jermaine, tell people where they can find you on social.
November Montgomery, all platforms, and remember, size matters.
Okay, Renell, where can people find you?
After that, Jesus. So Instagram, Renell Saw _JR.
All right. And I'm Jamal. You can find me at Jamal is Good on Blue Sky and on Instagram. And that is a wrap for today's episode of the RJ Squared podcast, where the combo never stops. If you vibe with us, do us a favor, hit that like button, drop a comment. We want to hear from you. Subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. We are live here twice a week. More to come on when that is, but we'll be on YouTube and on Instagram. And until next time, keep it grown, keep it honest, and as always, join the conversation. Peace.